Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chief, thank you for being here today and for your testimony. As Chief of Police, you serve as an ex officio member of the Capitol Police Board, and I want to discuss with you today the Police Board's efforts in promoting both transparency and accountability. In 2017, the Government Accountability Office was asked to review the Police Board's operations, including the board's accountability and level of communication. The GAO report recommended that the Police Board revise its manual of procedures to fully incorporate leading practices, including evaluating its performance, engaging with stakeholders to incorporate their views as appropriate on any changes. Stakeholder management and attention have been a recognized issue for the Police Board since 2017. Recommendations included linear tasks like notifying stakeholders that certain information on the board's decisions and operations is available to them. There's previously been mentioned that the Police Board routinely up-classifies matters as well, which is problematic because the Police Board shouldn't have authority to do that, and it also undermines transparency and accountability for those stakeholders and oversight. So going back to that 2017 GAO report, what steps, if any, has the Capitol Police Board taken to announce its regular board meetings to stakeholders, including the public, to ensure that there is notice and an opportunity for the public to be aware that the Police Board is meeting?
So I do know that the manual of regulations has been updated, and I know that we have begun doing regular meetings with stakeholders. And in fact, we have one coming up here shortly, another one coming up shortly. So I know that there have been things that we've put into place to try and increase that transparency.
Could you tell us a little bit more about those stakeholder meetings and who is being included and the level of participation they're having?
So the Capitol Police Board invites staff and members and staff to these meetings, and anyone can attend.
Do you know the last time Congress had an oversight hearing for the Capitol Police Board?
I don't.
Would you support this committee conducting an oversight hearing for that board?
I would have no objection to it.
Okay. And what steps, if any, has the Capitol Police Board taken to routinely release minutes of its proceedings or summaries of proceedings or actions taken there, again, so that the public, so that we can have better information about what is going on within those meetings? So
I know that the minutes are taken. I get copies of the minutes and the board decisions that are made at those meetings, or they're documented in those meetings. I don't know who that's distributed to. All right.
And going back to the 2017 GAO report, there was mention in that report that decisions of the police board are, once a decision is reached, it is unanimous. Do you have any insight about that practice and whether it is still operationally expected that decisions of the board will be made on a unanimous basis? The concern is that such a practice might stifle the opinion or perspective of members of the board during the hearing itself.
So I can tell you for a fact that not all decisions are made. We've had 2-to-1 decisions made. And now, as you know, I'm a non-voting member, so I don't get a vote. But again, it's typically, most of the decisions are unanimous, but there have been some that were not.
And then, of course, you know, as a legislative branch entity, the Capitol Police is not subject to FOIA requests like other policing and protective agencies, and does not publish its Office of Inspector General reports publicly like other inspectors general. What steps do you believe the Capitol Police could take to become more transparent to the congressional community and to the public on your current and ongoing future needs with respect to your budget, your resources, the things that you need from us?
So I come from a background of a local municipal police department where everything was FOIable, and it was routine. We routinely released reports to the public. The federal government has a different system. There have been times when I've been told, well, we don't release this or that information, and I'm sort of surprised because I'm used to releasing that sort of information. So I think that I have had no objection in terms of releasing information to the public. I believe it's the way it should be. With the caveat that there's certain things, active investigations and other security sensitive information that you may want redacted, but in general, I have no objection to reports being released. I'm used to that.
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.